What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Bee Gees, and we're returning to Odessa, 1969. Thank you again to all the folks who've provided the material for this Bee Gees journey, and we still have more to go, so looking forward to all the stages along the way. And indeed, we're moving into the final third, I would say, of this album. And the next track is Seas Symphony. It's a name that stuck out to me when we finished the last reaction. There's an alliteration to it, certainly, and seven seas is a phrase that goes back not only to antiquity and various cultural references, but also immediately makes me think of the Eurythmics and their Sweet Dreams track. But yes, at this point in 1969, that's something in the future, so I imagine there is some historical cultural reference at play, but perhaps it will be extrapolated to a specific narrative among characters in the song. Ultimately, a symphony is a group of different elemental parts that comes together in harmony, or at least some form of consonance or dissonance, which is to say different moving parts part of the whole, and that can be, again, more congruous or otherwise. So yes, I wonder what the symphony is, if we will have actual symphonic elements. Now, that wouldn't be a surprise at all. A lot of their songs have strings, and I think most commonly people associate stringed instruments with symphonies, which is to say violins, cellos, contrabasses. But at the same time, I would not be surprised if it's more multifaceted instrument-wise than that, meaning guitar, bass, drums. But ultimately, I do wonder upon what level we're talking about seas here. If we're talking about actual seas as in oceans, or a sea of emotion and different emotions and therefore different seas. I speculated enough. Let's listen to it. This is Bee Gees. The track is Seas Symphony, and it's from their 1969 album, Odessa. I didn't mention piano, did I? Some woodwinds. Is that a harp? literally breathtaking. Wow. So, yes, we had vocals, though not proper sung vocals and lyrics, as in a lead vocal with actual words. It was supporting choral vocals, which, of course, there are symphonies. I just finished a reaction to Beethoven's Ninth, and the Fourth Movement famously has a choral part of it that comes and goes. But generally speaking, symphonies are thought of as instrument based, which is to say strings and woodwinds and timpani and other percussion instruments. And we heard most of those in this. I especially love, there was an oboe part that came, it sounded like a couple times, and once it really caught my ear and brain. And that was maybe my favorite. But I love the piano playing. I love the melodies at play themselves. Those harp runs, which I assume that was a harp. I suppose it could be a different type of instrument, but that's what it sounded like. Definitely had some triangles or maybe bells. The strings themselves were very elegant and beautiful, and it was just an incredibly written piece. Like the sequencing of the different sections and the richness of them along the way was fantastic. So now rethinking the title, I suppose it could be about different elements all coming together to make one larger ocean, if you will. But wherever the title comes from, I want to know who wrote the music for this one, because it was absolutely beautiful. It's the kind of piece that you wouldn't be surprised hearing a famous composer wrote. You know, it could be in the catalog of, you know, maybe not Bach, it's not Baroque enough, maybe not Mozart, it doesn't have that classical sound, maybe not Beethoven because it's not that heavy romanticism, but it sounds like it could be Handel or like some composer where you'd be like, like of course it sounds that good. You know, it's a legendary composer, but it's actually the Bee Gees. So beautiful, elegant, love all the different parts. Maybe that oboe, and I don't know, maybe there were other woodwinds at play too, but that's the one that really stuck out to me. So an incredible piece of music. Sublime, I think, is a word that could be used, but also triumphant and transcendent, and felt very ascending in parts, and the choral backing vocals were part of that, but those big cymbal crashes leading into the next sections gave it a lot of scope and size in the transitional moments. So just a brilliant piece. And I love that in the middle of an album where there's been songs that have been folksy, songs that have been, you know, guitar bass and so on, you just put a track like that. Now again, I remember people commenting that the way this album turned out, it wasn't exactly as they envisioned, but they did envision it very ambitiously, and they wanted to do different things with it. So going through it now in 2024, I feel like it's already coming across to me like a very eclectic masterpiece. So whether or not they viewed it as successful as they wanted, I think it's an incredible record. So in any case, thank you again to the Bee Gees fans. Let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.